All right, what's going on, everyone? It's your resident pessimologist, Mario, and we are back for another episode of Pessimologist Podcast. Today's episode, we are discussing something that is going absolutely crazy right now. I personally think this conversation is going much further than it needs to go, but we'll save my opinion for once we get into the discussion. So we'll go ahead and get straight to my panel. First up, because you're the first person I see, y'all have seen him before. He was on the episode Simplicity, where we were talking about you fellas that are simps. My boy Lucky. Actually, my bad. I'm using his last name. Clint, what's good, my boy?
What's going on? What's going on?
Ain't nothing, man. You know, look, we back for another one, bro. I know. Look, that's the streams went up for Simplicity, bro. I think the last time I checked it, we hit about like 900. You know what I mean? Which was which was pretty good, bro. I mean, a lot of people I leave the email, so people actually hit it up, you know, and they respond and they just talk about different aspects of the episode, which I probably need to start dropping in the dropping into the podcast. So, you know, I don't know, maybe they want to feel heard, maybe they give you props or they give whoever else props, but the streams were up and we're happy to have you back, my brother. I appreciate you giving me the time.
Hey man, appreciate you having me back, man. You know how you always got my full support, man. You know how we do it.
Absolutely, brother. Hey, next up, because I see him right below my dog, representing Jackson State, I might have to talk to you about that. My boy Chris, what's good, bro?
Yo, what's good, my boy? How you been?
Man, bro, I've been chilling, man. Again, look, y'all know, Chris is a resident here on the Pessimologist Podcast. Matter of fact, I got a whole resident panel right now. You know what I mean? These are the loyal members of the Pessimologist Podcast. They on payroll, man. Chris, how you been? How you been since then, bro?
Man, I've been good, man. Just enjoying life, man. Jackson State all the way to the top. Represent.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Bro, you know, I wanna segue real quick. So I'll save room towards the end so we can really dig into it. But what's your stance on Deion leaving, bro?
I mean, I'm cool with it, bro. Like, I ain't really upset about it. I thought he did like what he had to do for his little time he was here. I gave him 4 years. He gave us 3.
Okay. Cool.
Like, I mean, on the better things. The way you left was a little trashy in my opinion, but besides that, I'm good to go.
Okay. Straight up. Last up on the panel, y'all, this is my boy, going all the way back to 2008 when life was great. Marvin, what's good, man?
What's going on, Mario, man? Everything Gucci, man?
Bro, I've been chilling, bro. I can't really complain. You know, they say even if you do complain, it ain't gonna change a thing. So I try not to.
It is what it is, man.
Also, I want to add y'all, my boy has a podcast, Marvelous Opinions. You can find it on YouTube. I'm not sure if you're doing the audio on all streaming platforms yet, are you?
No, not necessarily yet. You can find me on Facebook, Marvelous Opinion. You can also find me on, like you said, YouTube, Marvelous Opinion.
Okay, yes, sir. And of course, all the descriptions and link are going to be, or the links will be in the description. So y'all just make sure you follow up with it and support folks, man. Let me jump off on the segue because I just saw something earlier that pissed me off. Again, sometimes it doesn't take much. It takes y'all, and I mean you, the listeners, and I mean you who's just scrolling past this video, like a half a second to see that somebody up and coming is trying to do something. They have their own business. They have whatever it is. They're trying to get something off the ground. Even if you know me or if you don't know me, for damn sure if you know me and you see I'm consistently putting effort into something and I'm pushing it and I'm posting it and I'm taking the time to do the little whatever graphics and all that, support me, bro. You know how you can support me? I'm about to blow your mind. Bap, bap. That's it. There's your support. Or you know what else you could do? You can share my posts. You see what I'm saying? You don't have to pour money into me, but if you double tap my post, for when I'm telling y'all something you should already know, if you double tap my post or you double tap on Marvelous Opinion, that's support. You're going to get me in the algorithm because more people like it. Anyway, I'm going to yell at y'all later. Anyway, so fellas, we came here today to talk about this whole 50-50 thing that is going on right now that is absolutely crazy. Everybody, I'm pretty sure, has heard of it from some type of trending source, or y'all have already discussed it with somebody you've been dealing with. Would I be correct to say that?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to make sure. I mean, look, y'all know how I do. Before we can have a conversation, I always feel we need clarity. Excuse me. And clarity is going to allow not only for us to be on the same page, but for the listeners. So first thing I'm going to do is I want to define what is 50-50. All right. Now it can mean a whole bunch of different things. And you know what? Dobbins was supposed to be on here too, and he ended up saying he get something with his son or something like that. But he said something I want to add on, but I want somebody else to go first. So Marvin, I want to toss it to you first. Tell me what your meaning of 50-50 is. It doesn't have to be the trending definition. What is your definition of 50-50?
I think 50-50, if I had to define it my way, it would be like, yo, we put in same amount of value to what we got going on. So I look at it that way, 50-50. I actually want to say 100-100. Everyone should be putting 100% into the relationship. You know, you guys bring 100, you guys both make the relationship valuable. You know what I'm saying? It's not about so much like trying to measure every goddamn thing. Just do your best part, be valuable, and add to the family. That's all I can think of it.
Straight up, man. And that's what I wanted. I wanted like your own definition and not the trending one, because if that's the case, we'd have 4 people saying the exact same thing. You know what I mean? But Young, go ahead and tell me what your definition of 50-50 is, brother.
Man, Marvin hit mine right on top of the head, bro. No lie.
Yes, sir.
Everyone got to give 100%. Even though you say 50-50, you got to give 100% yourself and expect the same from your lover, no matter who it is. Straight up.
Luck, passing the rock.
Well, yeah, I mean, 50-50 to me really just talks about finances, to be honest with you. Okay. And just everything is split down the middle. We pay the exact same thing, whatever the case may be.
Got you. And you know what? You were about to do you just did what I was about to do, which is level the playing field for those who may not be hip on the conversation, or for those who don't have the general understanding of what the conversation is about, which is exactly finances. What these women are yelling about and what these men are having discussions about is the finances. You know what I mean? It's I pay half, you pay half. We both contribute to the family. And the bigger part of the discussion is finances. But like Marvin and Chris were saying, it's more than that. You know what I'm saying? It should be more than just about money, which goes into my definition. I do feel it is a value thing, because if we start focusing too much on the finances, then we're getting away from what matters. You see what I'm saying? But no, I'm glad you said that, though, Clint, talking about the finances, because that's exactly what we're talking about. And that's a part of the reason why these women are going crazy on men right now. You know what I'm saying? But again, it's going to all fold into the discussion. So with that discussion being 50-50, right? It comes into the fold a word that, a word that gets a lot of controversy, or a word that women use, and I think they need to be, or even men, both of us use it. I just feel it needs to be better defined and more discussed. And y'all probably know this word I'm talking about. It's the word provider, right? So it leads me to the question in asking, what is a provider? And in your own words, and I'm going to start with Chris on this one. Tell me what your word, or what your definition of a provider is. And y'all can see we're building a foundation right now. We're talking about what is this 50-50? And you know what I mean? The other part of the discussion is women saying a provider is, or a majority of women, or at least the ones involved in this conversation, are saying that a provider is somebody who takes care of everything. But we're going to get there. So anyway, back to you, Chris. Tell me, in your definition, what is a provider?
I think a provider is the one that takes care of the most important things in a relationship, no matter what it is. Like when it comes down to the day-to-day living, bills, or, if you got kids who, do a lot of spend most of the time with the kids in order for the other person to do whatever they got going on, or, they might work the most. You know what I'm saying? No matter what your position is, I mean, different people got different things going on in life. So that's why it's whoever puts the most, time in either paying all the bills or taking all the workload, the majority of the workload.
So my only thing with that is I just feel where conflict could come in is if you are the one providing, that means you're the one working. 9 times out of 10, unless you're an entrepreneur, right? Yeah. So if I'm the one that's working and providing, that means I'm typically not home that much, right? So that could leave it to the spouse, because it could be man or woman. That would leave it to the spouse to take care of the house. So I guess the only conflict would come in at is if you're working and taking care of the household, it sounds like you got yourself a chump. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like somebody, you know what I mean? Like, so it's like, what is the other person doing in that instance? But you just mean the person who is bearing more of the brunt in the household, they are the one that should be given that title of provider.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm saying, man. Whoever bearing the brunt of the work, that's the provider when it comes down to the end of the day, in my opinion.
No, I got you. And I want to circle around after all the opinions. Let's go to Luckett. Luckett, tell me, what is your definition of a provider? And then you could even say what that provider provides if you want.
I mean, the definition to me is,
yes.
I mean, I guess I look at it as in comparison to, like, you know, your medical provider, right? When you go to the doctor, they take the lion's share of the cost of what you spend on whatever procedure you got, and then you pay the rest, whether it's 20%, 25%, 10%, whatever the case may be. So they're providing the lion's share of the finances. That's what I'm saying, specifically finances. So that's my definition and how I look at it. It pretty much strictly is in line with anything financial. That person who takes care of the bulk of it, that's the provider.
Okay, so the bulk, if not all, correct? So
Correct.
Either or,
Correct.
They take care of all of it or the bulk. They are the provider.
Yep,
Gotcha.
100%.
Marvin, passing the rock.
All right, so for me, providers is someone who's going to basically take care of all the basic necessities, everything that is needed and required for you guys to strive and thrive in the family. So, for example, for me, my situation, I'm in the military. As we all know, military provides basically everything you actually need. Putting it on simple mode for us, honestly, to be honest with yourselves here. So, house, electricity, water, food, all that stuff's taken care of. Everything that is needed is already taken care of. That's how I look at my position as a provider. I'm providing food, shelter, water, even, well, that's something else. I won't get into that, but food, shelter, water, and that kind of basic stuff. Everything else is, if she wants something, that's on her to go get things that she wants, because I'm not here to give the world to any woman. You guys are free, do it for yourself. That's how I look at it. And that's balance, in my opinion. I took care of what you need. That's what I'm here for, because any person gets you what you want. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm not there for that. But if you want to go get it, go grab it. I'll support you. But I'm just here to get you what you need. And that's my job as a provider.
Understood. Basic needs for life support, correct?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Understood. So look, if I take all the definitions I've heard, right, I feel like I can safely say it defines what I defined as a provider, which is someone who is suitable of providing and maintaining the family's needs, be it financial, emotional support. I want to add that in there, mindfulness, and any objectivity needed to make, like, executive decision, right? You know what I mean?
Right.
And I wanted to make my definition a bit more, I guess, in depth and a little bit more wordy, because this conversation is surrounded around finances. And I just feel it's bigger than that, right? Because provider is synonymous with what? Man of the house. What else is it? The man, or the head of the house. And then what is also synonymous with that, or the conversation that comes with it, is submissiveness of a woman, to be respecting the man as his titles. The conversation is just so much bigger than what I hear being discussed. Now, some of the things I've read in the comment sections and stuff, I mean, it really just, like, it'll blow your mind. Like, the conversation quickly goes off kilter with crazy discussion. But no, 100%. I think that would safely round up everybody's definition. Someone who is suitable and providing and maintaining, suitable of providing and maintaining the family's needs, be it financial, emotional support, mindfulness, or any objectivity for executive decisions. So I just want to make sure we're all on the same page there. And it seems like we are. And the cool thing is, it's an accumulative definition, like from yours, and yours. We got to that definition. And again, for the listeners, we do not discuss any of this prior to having this conversation. My definition was made before I talked to any of them, which shows that I have a perfect panel here. So I appreciate y'all, fellas. So the next thing, right? Because I believe in normalcy, even though normal is a funny word. Marvin can agree. I want to try and just really attack all levels of the conversation for people, because there's always those weird ones, right? So I thought to ask, since some women do not agree with it, and they think, I heard this one lady say, if I got to go 50-50 with the man, I'm cheating, which is dumb. Anyway, so let's get that level of normalcy right now, right? With this question. Why, and I want to start with Clint. Why do you think couples split bills? Starting with you, Clint.
I think they split bills. Like, if you're saying right down the middle, 50-50.
Right down the middle.
Yeah, I think they do it just to be able to have their say in things. I mean, I think it's more of a power struggle, in my opinion. So if I pay half and you pay half, you can't tell me more than I can tell you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's any more or less than that. Like, this is what I hear. Like, if somebody says, "Yeah, I pay my half for the rent," I don't know what you're talking about. Blah, 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 blah. Like, I just think it's just, that's really what it is.
Look, I'm gonna tell you. Look, I'm glad you said what you said, right? Because there is a power struggle in the household when it comes to finances, right? So look, somebody who comes into a relationship, and I'm not going to be so long-winded because I think Marvin got something to say, but somebody who comes into a relationship with this mindset that I need to pay half so you can't kick me out or tell me what to do, that person sounds damaged from a bad situation, right? Because it shouldn't be about, even though it is though. So you're right, Clint, you're right. Even though it shouldn't be about, I pay my half, so you can't tell me that we're going to paint this house black if I don't want it black. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. There should not be a power struggle over, even if you pay 80 and your spouse pays 20, there should not be a power struggle. And just because you pay 80 doesn't mean you have more of a say than she does. Why? Guess what? Because your relationship is a joining of two people. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's a joining of two halves to make a whole, that doesn't mean one gets more say than the other. That's the problem with these marriages now, which is probably a completely different topic that I wouldn't mind getting to. But Marvin, what made you laugh and turn away like I did? It was jarring.
Because it's really common that does happen. In my situation, I got two examples. My ex and then another girl I dated was kind of like this. So my ex, she was a 50-50 type, but her reason for 50-50 wasn't kind of like my boy Chris was saying, but it was more like, Clint, my bad, or what Clint was saying. It was more like, Clint, what he was saying was, her reason was this. She just wanted to feel like she was just as valuable, or she can take care of herself, she was independent. And not that she wanted to necessarily have like a power thing, she just wanted to feel that she can contribute the same that I can contribute. So she didn't want to feel like she was like worthless. She wanted to feel as valuable. So she wanted to contribute in the same manner that I was contributing. It wasn't so much like I want power and say, it was more like I just want to feel as valuable as you. But the thing is, like, if I was with her still, whatever, she would have learned over time, like, you're valuable to me in your own way. You don't have to be like, you don't have to try to match me, blah, blah, blah. But she also the same way. She did not like me buying her stuff at all. Like, I had to love her the way she wanted to be loved. And like I said, over time, it would have worked itself out anyway. But it was not really a money thing, like a power money grab thing. It was just more like, I see that you do this, I can do it too. And it's all right, you don't have to do it for me. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of one of those type of things. So then I had another girl, and this girl's from the Middle East, all right? This girl got money. This girl got real money, okay?
I thought say real money. She ain't got money, Chris. She got real money.
She got that Arab money. I had to humble myself. So we went on a lunch date together, man. And it's when this is when I first got in the Navy. I'm trying to be all, suave and stuff, all fancy stuff, and then we get to this little spot, and then the bill check comes up. She goes to the bathroom. I'm just waiting for the check to come back. She comes back for the bathroom. She's like, "Oh, it's time to go." I said, "Whoa, I got to pay the bill." She said, "I took care of it." And in that split moment, I wanted to be like, "What the fuck?" Like, I wanted to go like, "Yo," but then I said, "Hold up, bro. This is free food. Why you about to complain? Are we about to really go ham over some free food? Shut up, take the food, and have a good day." So, you know, I had to tuck my pride in because it was kind of like I'm used to, at that time I wasn't used to like a woman paying for anything for me like that. For her to take the whole bill or sneak off, or really, she would go sneak off, then come back. And it was kind of like, but like I said, I had to hold myself and be like, yo, look at this. Look at picture. Got free food, bro. With a baddie. Chill. And I was like, oh, you're right. And I just took it in stride, you know what I mean? So that's my situation about that 50-50 stuff.
No, I feel you, bro. And you know what? That leads to other things, right? Because I remember, Chris, I think we spoke about it on no, Chris, you didn't get on Simplicity, did you?
I wasn't on that one, bro. You left me out.
It was bro, we might have to circle the block because bro it's been some stuff I've been seeing on the internet, which is it's crazy, bro. Anyway, we might have to do a part 2 and address certain things. But no, bro, look, there should be a place of normalcy for women paying. But here's the thing, it goes to another topic. Women don't want to pay, bro. Because now here's the thing. We did discuss this, and Marvin and Clint should remember that going on a first date, or no. I did ask on Childish Questions. That's why I went to you, Chris. You remember on Childish Questions on Simplicity, I asked, if you go on a first date, who should pay? Right?
Yeah, you asked that question, yeah.
Customarily, traditionally, it's ingrained in certain men to, I'm just going to do it. If I'm going to take you on a date and I can't even, you know what I'm saying, pay for the whatever meal or the place I 9 times out of 10 chose, I shouldn't be taking you on a date. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, even though it wouldn't be bad if a woman were, or a woman to pay, and if she would, I wouldn't feel no type of way about it. And mind you, Marvin, I'm pretty sure that happened with you many, many moons ago. But you know what I'm saying? Even if now, if I was like out in the dating world and I went to go, you know what I mean? And then she was like, oh, I got you. I'm gonna be like, all right, slips back in wallet. I'm not tripping because you know what I'm saying? Because you should. You know what I'm saying? If it's not like I did it this time, you do it this time. And I don't want to get too far off topic, but it's just like, it's, even though it's customarily and traditionally and it's ingrained in me, I'm going to do it. Mm-hmm. Step outside of yourself, splash on me every now and then. Look out for me. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to get too far off topic, but certain things just have to, they just gotta be, thrown out there. But, so I think we just left off. Who did we leave off with? Why do people split bills? Was it Clint? You only did the first one, right?
Yeah, I did the first. I don't think
anybody else did.
Chris,
I don't think
Chris did you go?
Oh, Chris, bro, tell us why you think people split pills, bro.
I mean, it's kind of a mix of both, man. Like Marvin and Clint said, you know what I'm saying? When it comes down to it, it's who, trying to feel like you're worth in a relationship majority of the time. Like I say, kind of sort of power struggle. If I'm giving 50, you giving 50, we both got the same say so, like Clint said, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I think it also can go to another financial reasons, you know what I'm saying? You split bills because, look, I can only afford this much in my budget and you can afford this much in your budget. You pay half, I pay half, I got money left over to do more, you know what I'm saying? We can save this money over here or whatever it is, could work out wise.
That was an adult answer, and I'm not saying nobody else's wasn't. I'm just speaking to the people who are listening, because it's not. Look, if my wife makes more than me, right? Guess what? People got to remember the big picture is our household, which is this big old thing right here. If you make more money than me, how does it not make sense for you to take the lion's share on the more expensive things? I'm not saying because you make more money that, you know what I'm saying, I still got to pay the mortgage if it's going to deplete my first and 15th. You understand what I'm saying? But it's an adult answer in the sense of people got to hear what, you know what I'm saying, what you just said. And that really can kill this entire conversation, which I won't let it because we got to finish the conversation. But that's it. You have to be able to process that who make more money. All right, Chris made more money. All right, Chris paying the mortgage, Chris paying the cars or whatever else. You could take care of the utilities. What's wrong with that? What are we talking about? What woman out there? I'm gonna say, I'm gonna stop because I got a question coming up that I want to
go off.
Chris, I appreciate your answer, bro. Check this out. This is what I wrote for why do you think people split bills? To not deplete one income, which is what Chris just said. That's what I'm telling you. We do not have this discussion. I don't let these folks know anything I'm talking about. So, Chris, I appreciate your answer. The next one says some people say it's fair, and that's what Clint was saying. Some people just do it. I get down the middle. You know what I'm saying? I'll pay this half, you pay this half. It just is, it's not a huge discussion. Sometimes people don't even talk about it. Sometimes people just come in, how much is the mortgage? You know, when y'all eventually get there, how much is the rent? How much is the electric? Sometimes it just happens. You understand what I'm saying? Next thing is 2 people in a household, 2 people pay. It's normal. This is, you see what I'm saying? This is why people split bills. It's because, how would you feel? So check this out. If I'm in Alabama and I'm gonna be there for like 2 weeks, and I'd be like, Chris, bro, I know you got an extra room in your crib. You mind if I pull up? Yeah, he ain't telling me, yeah, bro, you might have to slide me. He not going to say that. But guess what? It's understood because my boy looked out for me that I should be looking out for him. You understand what I'm saying? Because I could have went and got a hotel and paid however much money. You see what I'm saying? But if I'd have just hit my boy up, it's understood that I should just look out for him. That's the same mentality for 2 people in a household, 2 people pay. And then the last part, right? Freaking hold on to your headphones. Some people see it as normal. It's that simple, bro. 2 people come together. I have income, you have income. Let's both pay the bills. This is simple, bro. People are complicating a simple concept. 2 people live in a household, 2 people pay. It's absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, bro, so check this out. The whole, I want to continue to beat up on the splitting of the bills, right? Because that is the biggest problem with majority of the time women that I hear. That's the biggest part, right? Where do you all think this 50-50 mentality or concept has came from? You know what I'm saying? Like how, like where was 50-50 born? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna toss it to you, Marvin. I want you to tell me complex, simple, whatever, however you want to attack it, right? How do you think the concept came about for 2 people in a household, 2 people pay the bills and provide the needs, since we're talking finances right now, for the household? How did that come about?
Oh man, I got so many different theories. The only I can think of in my head right now, the first one that popped to mind was like media and television, like TV shows like Everyone Hates Chris. You got Pops being extra cheap. You know what I'm saying? I think when men get real cheap, they talk about, yo, you go have with me, I go have with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm thinking on that particular level, like a Mr. Krabs type. You know what I'm saying? Like dudes who be like really penny pinching. I think when they were like trying to budget and finance things, it kind of got out of hand on one end, where it was kind of like, okay, you kind of trying to dive in everyone else saying we can split this place so you can kind of have your own thing, she has her own thing. Or it could have been the other way around, where it was like women, like I said, like the girl I met in Spain, she wanted to just prove that she was just as valuable. So, you know, when women started, have equal rights, and now they got all the rights and they can do the same thing that men can do, now they want to improve it. So they feel they can do just as much, pay bills just as much. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking somewhere in between the middle of that. So somewhere when probably 1990, early 90s, women started making some cake and figured like they can make certain moves, make certain decisions, being independent and stuff. Or it was during the 80s and 70s when men were penny pinching, trying to get stuff together. Somewhere between that line, I think that's what kind of happened, in my opinion.
I feel you, right? And you know what? I'm going to try not to address it too much, and I'm glad you pulled back because it seemed like you were about to go right to it, because I got a question. I'm looking at it right now, right over there, that addresses the exact topic. So I appreciate you pulling back. But just to drop mine in there, right? I think it originated from a place of normalcy. Again, it's 2 people in the household. That's why I had to slip my answer there right now, because it's just short. 2 people in the household, 2 people contribute. That's my answer. Clint, tell me, where do you think this whole 50-50, the fair, the I live here, you live here, so we might as well pay. Tell me where you think that concept came from.
I think my answer might ruffle a little feathers, bro. So
that's fine, bro. People are going to stream the podcast because I'm going to make it a clip and let them hear it. So go for it.
You said yours was out of normalcy of 2 parents being in the household, right?
2 people there?
Well, I don't think that has been the norm. I think that there has been a single parent in the household for many years. And I think that it kind of stems from something like that. So if she may have been doing whatever she's doing on her own, or maybe she has a child or whatever, I think that she has been doing everything on her own. So she's like, okay, if you're coming into my space, if I've been doing whatever I've been doing all these years, hey, we gonna split this down the middle. You do your thing. You pay your half. I'm gonna pay my half because I've shown society or whoever else. I just think that it's just a thing of like people have been doing what they do on their own for so long that when somebody comes together, they're just like, okay, hey, I've been doing what I've been doing. You need to do what I've been doing. You do your part. I'm gonna do my part. You see what I'm saying? Because I think that we may have been seeing in the past, like I said, from a single parent, that hey, she can do it. I've seen her work hard. I can do it too. So whoever I bring into this situation, hey, you better pull your weight too. That's just what I think. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think the 2-parent household is a situation of normal. It should be, but I don't think that that's the case.
I like the answer, Clint.
I'm about to make that a clip for sure. Because look, when he was talking about ruffling feathers, you started talking, I was like, I ain't hear no ruffling yet. And then the first part of it, you were like, a 2-parent household should be normal, but it's not. I was like, all right, they ruffling a little bit, you know what I mean? And then when you pulled out the bomb, I got too excited. Hold on, let me pull it back. Oh yeah, when he was like, the single parent mindset comes into joining with this mindset of I've been doing it this way and it's been working, obviously, so you need to jump on board. That is a dangerous mindset, Clint.
Absolutely.
That is a dangerous mindset, bro. And it's so crazy because you can see this trait in women, right? You know what? It could be something I thought of, you know, or may have noticed before, but it's not until you say it, bro. And the way you said it was just like, I was like, yo, that makes so much sense. Because a lot of times, bro, the survival mentality got you thinking that's good. The survival mentality is not good. You know what I'm saying? Bro, you see what I'm saying? This, like, you cannot live with a survival mentality because your defenses are up all the time. You ready. Somebody come in ready to help you. Bow. Oh, my bad. I was ready for whatever. You know what I'm saying? Bro, no, that's crazy, Clint. Like, bro, I think that is very true. 2 major points. The dual parent household is not normal. It's not. For the sake of the definition of normal, it is not normal. It should be. And you made mention to that. Second thing is the single parent mindset coming into a joint relationship is a dangerous thing. It is a dangerous thing. And I do believe that with that survival mentality, they're coming into it like, I got to protect me and mine. So I'm going to go ahead and pay what I got to pay. You know what I'm saying? And then you do what you got to do. But this is what I've been doing and it's been working. So I don't want you to interrupt this. So it's either you jump on board. Clint, boy, you was talking, boy. So I want you to jump on board. You know what I'm saying? I want you to jump on board. And if you can't jump on board, then I'm jumping off. Bro, that's a dangerous mindset. Whoa, that was crazy. So did everybody answer that question? Yeah?
No. We still got Chris.
Chris.
Yeah, one more.
Hey, hey, Chris, that's a tough act to follow, bro. Where do you think this 50-50 mindset originated from?
Bro, I'm about to be real because I'm about to ruffle some feathers. That's why I said you gonna.
Hey, ruffle them up, bro. Ruffle them up, man.
Going back on what Clint had to say. The 50-50 mindset, I'm going to tell you what a problem and why we have this discussion right now come from. Going back on the 2-parent household, it came from the single-parent household. I think this is why the conversation is coming from. The masculation of women and having to be in charge and run this single family because the male is not in the house has made them more masculine. So you find a masculine man that comes in and he goes back to your normalcy, thinking, okay, it's, he came from a house that may have had 2 women, grandma and granddad, and both people split the bills or whatever else was going on in their house. And he comes to her, this single parent, and she's been taking care of all the bills. She's been the man and the female in the house. And he comes like, you know what? How about we just split the bills? Like, you've been doing this. I'll just take over half of what you got going on. And that's normal for him. But for her, it's like, oh, you weak. If I've been doing this whole time, you're supposed to come in because she then became masculine over time of doing it for however many years, bro. I'm just saying, bro, that's where I think it came from. You know, possibly, you know what I'm saying? Like, and because they've been doing it for so long, because I've dated single mothers and they've had 1 or 2 kids and they're paying all these bills, they're doing it. And they may not be in the best position when you meet them 100% of the time. You know what I'm saying? But when you come in, it was like, oh, I expect this from you. I expect this from you, and these demands. And it was like, okay, how you got these demands, but you're not where you asking to be at right now? You got a tier above, like the demands you got are a tier above of where I see.
Yeah,
man, bro.
And before we go on, I just want to say, I'm not singling out single mothers.
Okay.
I'm singling out the single mother mentality, meaning it could be a single mother. It could also be a woman that was raised by a single mother, and so on and so forth. You see what I'm saying? So I don't want single mothers to just all these single mothers think I'm pointing them, because some of them might not have children yet, but they were raised in that aspect. That's what I'm saying.
Nah, big facts, bro. Look.
Like, bro, you 100%, but majority of times single mothers they've been in a role of dominance and, you know, having to be both feminine and masculine. They got boys, they got to teach a boy how to be a man, they got to teach a girl how to be a woman. And the lines get blended at a certain point after so long.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, so I'm gonna say this, right? First off, that was a nasty piece, Chris. That was a nasty piece. Second thing is, bro, I just want to veer off on this before I forget it, and I want to jump back to your main discussion. A woman taking on a masculine role doesn't make any sense to me. So check this out. A woman can be a woman at all times. And I think, this is where we lose our women. To when they think they have to be masculine to raise a man, crazy. When they feel they have to be masculine in order to be the head of their single household in that instance, right? Whenever women hear strength, and I'm talking about those who think like this, right? Whenever they hear strength, why can't it be women's strength? Why does it have to be Why does it have to be masculine strength? No, man.
Mario. I was gonna say that, Mario. I was gonna say a masculine woman is a weak woman, dog. Just and vice versa. It's the vice versa. If you see a feminine
can't stand it, bro.
Man, right there.
That's what I'm saying. No man wants to be turned around and grab him a masculine woman. Who said, man, boy, that masculine, ooh, boy, she masculine too? Ooh,
okay,
nobody.
Let me go back. So me going back, me saying masculine is coming from the fact.
Well, no, listen, look, before you go, bro, look, before you go, there's nothing wrong with what you said. I'm speaking to the women who are like, I got to be masculine for my whoever else in this, or women who tries to say this alpha female. I think the alpha female is the dumbest concept ever created. I think it's stupid and nothing anybody should be proud of. I'm not saying there's a problem with what you said. I was just speaking to the concept of the masculine women. But go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Okay. No, like I said, I'm going back. When I say masculine, I mean they've taken on this role of, like you say, they feel because they've done so much and they're the provider. Going back to your provider, what you said earlier, and they provided for their family for so long. You know, they feel they have to take on both the man and the feminine role. I'm taking my son to football practice. I'm doing this. I'm throwing the ball with him. You know, the things that, you know, usually a man is in the house to do. With them not being there, they take it on. So when you come in and they've been a provider for so long and you giving them, they may look at a man as being feminine because you're only saying, look, I'm just going to pay half of it. You know, if you just find like what's normal for you is like just paying half of bills, that's where you came from. They be like, oh, that's feminine. Like, you don't want to take over the role of being a provider. I've been providing this whole time. What I need you for? You get what I'm saying?
So, bro, look, I appreciate the clarity you added, right? By changing from the masculine to they were being a provider. Because per the definition and per my definition, I didn't put a gender on it. I said someone. And I'm glad I did that because of the example you just gave. You just said she had been providing for her family by herself, doing this and doing the man's role. I like that. You've been doing the man's role. So when the man comes in and he doesn't take care of everything, she could look at him and be like, now this is where I'm opposed, right? She could look at him and be like, you're not about to pay everything. I was just doing everything. That's feminine. So here's the thing, right? So now with that, we have just weaponized what? Femininity. So now, and listen, I feel that alone, because it's not just you. It isn't just Chris saying, that that's feminine, that's da 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 da. But there are other people out there that are saying that, and guess what? What woman wants to seem feminine? Because feminine is now being synonymously used as what? Weak, as lesser than. So that's why we got all these strong ass women running around here, sitting here trying to, you know what I'm saying? Man, you need to. No, there's nothing wrong with femininity. There's nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're supposed to offset my testosterone, my masculine energy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a hyper aggressive male. I'm not at all. But you know what I'm saying? If something needs to be done, I need to make an executive decision. I need to do whatever. I stand tall. You understand? Because my wife needs to understand that. And somebody said this the other day, like, if we're getting robbed, I think it's your boy, Marvin, if we're getting robbed or whatever, who's expected to jump up and hold the gun or to protect the family? The man is. You understand what I'm saying? So in that instance, the women should still be feminine enough to allow the man to be the man. All that masculine stuff, I ain't with that. There should be no reason why a woman should be masculine. But what do you call it?
You know what, Mario? I was gonna say this. What's going on? Honestly, I'll say something that's controversial. There are no strong women. There really aren't. They're just weak guys. We in these easy times. You gotta understand, we in easy times right now. And that's not good for men, because men need hardship to actually grow up. Men need to actually go through something. Like right now, what do men have to prove in order to be a man in today's modern day?
You gotta make a whole bunch of money. You gotta make a whole bunch of money. You gotta, you know what I mean? You gotta look good. You gotta take care of yourself. You know, all the high scale stuff to be considered a man.
That ain't it. That ain't it.
In whose eyes? In whose eyes?
I'll tell you why it's not it, though. I'll tell you why that's not it. Because women could do that too. What can a man do to prove himself, to separate himself from even women today?
But Marvin, this is what I'm saying. These women, if you make $40,000 a year, you could be a good dude. You could be a well put together dude. What woman's chasing you, Marvin? But aside from a sensible woman who's like, you know what, Marvin actually has a job. You know, he treats me well. Yada yada yada. The majority of women will not consider you whatever because you're a low earner. And this is before the good brother Kevin Samuels brought the whole six-figure concept into the debate. You understand what I'm saying? But a lot of women attach your manliness with your finances. And that's the only reason why I say that.
I don't know if I'm gonna debate you on this. Get this, right? My pop don't make that kind of money. Mm-hmm. But you put any person in front of him, like, oh, that's a man right there. They don't gotta look at his account. You know a man when you see a man, because a man carries himself in a certain manner. He's seen some things, the way he speaks, his wisdom, his guidance. There are other things. That's why Kevin Samuels also said, as a caveat, it's not also about how much money you got. You can have a lot of money, you still be a child. But there's something you have to go through in order to grow up and be a man. Now,
but again, that's a man evaluating a man. I'm talking about these women now. I'm talking about these women out here now. You know what I'm saying? If you go to a woman, you have a nice day, you got a decent car, right? She would assume, oh snap, Mario, all right, you know what I'm saying? Mario hit the gym, Mario got a decent job, blah, blah, blah. Next thing you know, we go on a second date, third date, fourth date. Now we start talking about more personal things, right? What if she coming to find out I'm a janitor, bro? And I still look the same. I got a decent car. I got a 1-bedroom apartment. I have no kids, but I'm a janitor and I make $35,000, $40,000 a year. Does my stock rise with the majority or does my stock drop?
All right, so we'll talk about that too. So what we're discussing now is lifestyle. So what we do have classes, we do have different, you know what I'm saying, standards. So we're talking about financial standard, financial living. If you want to be a person who wants a man, because the way you were brought up, you want to live a certain life, you shouldn't go down. Let's say if you was raised in a house with income of $120,000 a year, and the man's only making 80, you may feel like you're missing out on something, like because you're not used to certain things, or you're not getting things you used to get. There's nothing wrong with that, but a lot of these women today, honestly, are no different than the men they actually choosing. Is that a lot of them actually, right now, their problem is image. All right, for the longest time, women had a problem with imagery, and they see things on social media.
Before you leave, let's stay right on that main topic is what I'm pushing. Women contribute your manliness or your whatever, your ability to take care of them by your finances. Do you agree or do you disagree that your manliness, your manhood will be judged
Yeah, I would say that for women in the West, yes, definitely, 100%.
100%.
Yeah, 100%.
Yes.
I would say that's someone on the West.
Which is why these very men you see on this panel today, listeners, we're going to have a discussion about that passport bros conversation. We're going to talk about these women with these Western mentality versus the women in the other countries. But anyway, stand by for that. But yeah, that's the main thing I wanted to push, bro, is just they are judging your ability to provide or to be a man by your finances. You understand what I'm saying?
Wait. I had to push back on this. I just came to mind. You gotta understand, there's women out here too that sell up for these Pookie and Ray Rays, and these motherfuckers ain't got no money like that, bro. And look at
but
them. Wait.
Bro,
but that's
women ain't doing that no more. They still are, but not in droves like they used to.
There you go. They are
not in droves.
There's a lot of
they still do.
Pookie and Ray Rays out here.
They still do.
I think you're confusing like just having sex with them with trying to actually build with them. You get what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like a Pookie and Ray Ray might still be able to smash, but when it all boils down, at the end of the day, just to keep it simple, Marvin, men are naturally attracted to physical features, and women are attracted to financial security. That's it.
100%. 100%. That is it, bro. Marvin, you have to agree. And here's the crazy part. Marvin does. Marvin thinking about the next conversation. He missing this one. But Marvin think about the next topic, which is cool. Which is cool. But I'm telling you, Marvin agree with that, bro.
We'll save that. You're right.
I'm telling you right now. So check this out, right? Because I want to make sure I don't because I lined us up perfectly, right? We've been talking a lot about men paying half, right? We've been talking a lot about that. I want to come to the place where it was normal, because a lot of women would be like, man, these men nowadays, which would infer that a time before men took care of everything, correct? So my question was, when was the concept of men paying for everything normal, and why? So I'm going to throw that to... So I'm gonna throw this to Young, right? And I'm gonna tell you the main reason I'm gonna throw this to Young, because Young's from the South. You know what I'm saying? Young has that traditional mindset, and I'm a hybrid of it. I have it too, right? Young has that traditional mindset. I think he's deeper. He's a more of a traditional guy, and I think Clint too, because Clint is from Georgia. I think those two. My bad. Where you from, bro?
No, I'm saying me and Chris from the same city. You know what I mean?
Oh, same city. Okay. Yeah. So I just spoke to Chris more about the topic. So you know what I mean? So I didn't know if y'all had the same mindset.
Right.
I want to toss it to Chris and just ask him again the question for the listeners. When was this concept of men paying for everything normal, and why was it? Now, you don't have to throw me a year if you don't know it, or explain to me about the Great Depression, all this other stuff. Give me your answer of what you think.
I mean, when I say a year range, it's going to be like 50s, 60s at the latest, before that time. Because at the time, the man was in a household. You know what I'm saying? Then, later on, not trying to be too political, the Democratic Party created welfare, and a man couldn't be in a household nowhere down the line. You know what I'm saying? So once the male stopped being allowed to be in a household, no matter, because of whatever situation was going on, that's when it changed. You know what I'm saying? That's the 50-50 started actually being a conversation back then, because the moms, majority of the time, were the only parent in the household.
So I'm gonna go ahead and jump in on mine, right? And the question again was, when was the concept of men paying everything normal, and why, right? And I do think it was dated all the way back, but the reasons why I think is, for one, due to the oppression of women. I mean, there is historical content to this, you know what I mean? So it's not like it just popped out of nowhere, but the oppression of women. Due to the oppression of women, that men were forced to be, and I don't want to say forced, I mean the true definition of forced to work more, and a lot of time it was these the more laborious jobs where it was manual labor. You understand what I'm saying? So anybody is not going to have their man or have their wife go out and do these jobs when they are the ones that go out and they provide, and the woman takes care of the house. You understand what I'm saying? To avoid maltreatment, and then also the male would be getting more opportunities to have these jobs.
You're 100% right when it comes to it. Like, women's rights is one of the best, and I consider it the worst thing that ever happened, in my opinion. just saying it's one of the best. Like, I'm all for women. All for women doing their best. You know, more power to women's all around. You know what I'm saying? Because my mom was a powerful woman, but also at the same time, it emasculated men in a certain way because then they felt like it put different, women on this different playing field. But at the same time, I don't see women going in the coal mines, coal and I don't see that many women in the oil field doing those manual labor jobs that you're speaking about. Mm-hmm. So at that time, I think that, yeah, y'all can do the job, but are you really going to do it? You get what I'm saying?
I hear you, bro. I hear you. I do believe that movement did foster a, I guess for lack of better words, a bad mentality in a lot of women. I think it did good for a lot of women, and I believe it hurt a lot of women in that sense. I definitely understand, but I just think that's where it came from as far as the timing and the reason why. You understand what I'm saying? It wasn't just out of nowhere, because if you think about it, bro, and hold on, let me make sure I don't jump a question. I believe I was about to jump on, so I'm gonna stop right there and I'm gonna pass the question. Let's go to let me pass it to Luck, right? So when was the concept of men paying everything normal and why? And remember, it's your normal and why.
Yeah, I mean, I on this one I think we're pretty much all in line.
Okay.
I mean, it started it just started when women didn't really have many rights or options to be able to actually work, like men were able to. So of course, men had to pay for everything and be chivalrous and, take him out on the first, second, third, 100th, whatever date and pay all the bills. And that's what worked at that time because that was then. That's it. I just try to keep stuff simple, man.
No, look, that's it. And look, man, look. I wish, and this is where I'm going to drop the plug, y'all. And I'm going to let the audience know. There were supposed to be 2, possibly 3 qualified women on this episode, and they were playing games. They didn't show up. They had whatever else going on. I know one of them, Goddess, she got caught up with recording. Goddess Hollywood now. Goddess got the new studio. She recording that now. Look, but anyway, she said she wanted to be on it. Shout out to Goddess. We'll have you back on. But check this out. I might even try and call her. No. I'm gonna try and call one person. But before I lose myself, this question was specifically designed for the women, right? The reason why I asked this question, and Clint added some other stuff on it to add further clarity, which I appreciate. Men didn't just come out of nowhere and say, you know what, women, I'm just gonna pay for everything. That's just what the man does. The man just pays for everything. There's historical content. There's historical clarification for how this came about. And it was due to you all not having the opportunity to do it. Women didn't have no rights. You understand what I'm saying? The men, especially black men, barely had any back then. You know what I'm saying? And I'm being kind by saying barely. But we were able to work and make some sort of a living. So oops, I'm sitting here giving a mic a right hook. My bad. Look, I'm getting angry, y'all. But this didn't just come out of nowhere. No one man set the standard and said, you know what, you should pay for all your wife's expenses or you would. You understand what I'm saying? That's not how it happened. There's historical content. You know what I mean? So when women are sitting here, I was about to jump a question. I'm not going to do that. Clint, thank you for your answer, bro. We about to move to the. I was about to, where my phone? Look, hey, I spoke about it before the episode. I'm about to make a phone call right now.
Hey, get Marvin's side first, man.
Oh, I thought I did. Never mind. He started to go first, and I tossed it to you. Yeah, okay, Marvin, go ahead and tell us, bro. When did men paying for everything become normal, and why?
Oh man, you guys, like you said, women's oppression. That's actually pretty good. Because you broke it down pretty well. You figured that women weren't afforded certain wages, do certain jobs, due to the positions and liabilities, pregnancies, all that stuff. So they just weren't worth keeping on the force. But then when women's rights came in, that's when women are able to work. Stop right there, because we're gonna get into that. I wasn't going there.
I was about to say, don't you dare.
That's where it ended. That's when it started, and that's when it ended. That's all.
I was about to say, don't you dare, because if I stop, I know you better not.
I was gonna stop right there. I was like, yeah, then that's where it must stop right there.
You know what? Matter of fact, I'm about to make my phone call now, and I know who I'm about to call. I'm about to call Bailey, who is supposed to be on this episode.
Oh, Miss Opinion Bailey.
Yeah, I'm about to call Bailey right now. And she
but you know what though? You know what? Let's go. Oh, why are you doing that? Let's I want to talk about that 50-50. Oh, we got on this. I'll wait.
So, boy, you know I'm blowing her up right now.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, let's see what she's talking about.
Hello.
Aisha Bailey, what's going on?
Hey, I'm headed home now. What's up?
No, it's cool. Look, you are recording live with us on the Pest Mileage podcast at the moment.
Okay.
So check me out, right? Look, we got to a question and I wanted to ask you. And I got all the fellas here. I got Marvin, I got Young, and I got Luckett on the recording with us, right? So
okay, my baby in the background.
It's fine. We all got them except for Marvin and Chris. My bad. Yeah, Young don't got none either. So check this out. I want to run through a couple of these with you. First off, I want to let y'all know. Aisha Bailey is a very successful young Black woman, dual career, you know what I mean? Beautiful family, and she's highly qualified to answer all of these questions. First off, I just want to start off, Bailey, would you say 50-50 is pretty much financial based? The male pays one half and the woman pays the other half. Would you agree with that?
Oh, yes, I do. I actually do agree with 50-50.
Oh, like you say it should be that.
Yes.
Okay, no, I'm just saying, look, I ain't even asked the question. Bailey jumping questions. I told y'all, Bailey is a boss. She be doing what she want to do. Look, so here's the next one, right? Well, what would you say a provider is in your own words, Bailey?
A provider is someone who essentially, I guess, provides everything you need, your essentials, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, in a relationship, and also financially. It's gonna have to be.
Okay. Look, Bailey, you would think you were already on this episode listening to us. This is crazy. All right, so look, why do you think couples split bills?
Why do I think what?
Couples split bills. 50-50. Why do you think couples do it?
You say they fail?
No, why do you think couples split bills? Like, why do you think couples do 50-50?
Couples split bills. I mean, there's two people in the household, and the strain shouldn't be on just one person. Personally, I think that also you got to make sure that you're kind of equally yoked. So I don't want you coming into this and we got two separate lifestyles.
Meaning like two different incomes that are affected by your lifestyle?
Well, not that, but like I need to know how you want to live. Like, do you want a big house? Are you looking for 5 bedrooms? Are you looking for 3 bedrooms? What are you doing right now? Do you own? Do you rent? I think it's very important to kind of lay out that groundwork in the beginning.
Yikes. That's a very adult conversation that needs to be had. That's a great point. The fellas definitely agree with you. They can't hear you. I mean, you can't hear them, but they will 100% agree with you. But Bailey, you should have been on this episode, man. Let's see. What was the last one we asked her? Oh, yeah. So here's this question. From today's standpoint, nope, I almost jumped one. When do you think the concept of men paying for everything was normal and why?
When do I think the concept of men paying for everything was normal?
Yes.
When things were affordable. At this point, nothing is really affordable. And I think it's also a different generation. And I think as generations we grow, we are trying to now create some sense of generational wealth. So I think that it was acceptable back when things were affordable and women were staying home, being more like just a full-time mom. But I think it's important now for moms to have careers and be able to, escape essentially just the mom life. They need to feel some type of importance outside of just being a mom.
Big facts on that one. I can definitely concur with that one because I remember I had a conversation with my wife about I've heard other people say about having an identity outside of motherhood.
Absolutely.
And you know what, for the sake of you saying that, right? And for the fellas listening, I'm gonna give her the next question because I feel this one is, she definitely needs to answer this one, and I'll toss it to y'all afterwards. But Bailey, so here's the next question, right? Because the bigger part of this discussion is a lot of women have a problem with men not paying for everything because they don't feel it's manly of them. You know what I mean? They're like, I even heard. Yeah, exactly, right? I've heard one girl online say, and she was some fake celebrity, some IG model probably. She said, if a man pays 50-50, I'm cheating, which is absolutely crazy, right? So here's the question. From today's standpoint, in relation to education and certifications, is a man who makes less or more than his wife still required to pay for everything to be considered a man?
Absolutely not. You came into the situation knowing what you did and what you had, I hope. But no, a man shouldn't be required to pay everything. You out here making money too. I'm not just going to be sitting around buying Gucci bags while you're paying all the bills in the house. We can split them 50-50 and make sure, everything gets taken care of. And then outside of that, we can do whatever it is we want to do with the extra.
Big facts. But hey fellas, just chill for a second. I'm gonna give her the next one too. Y'all already know what y'all gonna get the questions too. Bailey, do you feel men have an ill-placed expectation of providing, or do you feel it's fitting?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Do you feel, what, scratch that question. I think that's I'll keep that one with the men. Why would a woman who can provide for herself, and this is to the women who feel that men should pay everything instead of 50-50, why would a woman who can provide for herself still expect a man to pay everything? And what does that prove?
Why would a woman who could provide for herself still expect a man to pay everything?
Yes.
Maybe because of the home she grew up in, or what her father did, or what she saw. Mm-hmm. But other than that, I think it's selfish.
Yes, that is the perfect word.
I think it's selfish to expect somebody to support your lifestyle, but things happen every day. With me being a nurse, I see people's lives go from one thing to another. So I think that it's very important that the woman is able to provide this type of lifestyle that she's asking for, because anything can happen at any given moment.
Big facts. Let me see what my last one is. I'm gonna ask you this one. This is the last question. I'm gonna ask you this one anyway, Billy. If a man doesn't pay for all the bills, should he still be considered a provider?
Yeah. Okay, so let me tell you this. Being the profession that I'm in, honestly, so things are shifting big time. I'm a registered nurse. So right now, nurses are getting the opportunity to make astronomical amounts of money.
Yes, sir.
Like, we've seen contracts for $5,000 a week. Several of the girls that I work with right now in Tennessee, their husbands are stay-at-home dads. So their husbands cook, their husbands clean, their husbands, do the education portion. So, things are shifting, and I think we just have to roll with it. But I don't think that one person should solely, or that should affect what we call or define as a man not being able to solely provide for a household, because households are expensive. Interest rates are 8%, 7% on a home. So we gotta meet you halfway.
No, that's fact.
Now, Bailey, how many people actually think like you? Because that was kind of one of my points I was hitting
I don't think it takes away from the provider title if you can't, 100% pay for everything.
Gotcha. Hey, look, because Marvin was asking you a question. I wish he could have heard you, but I got you hooked up to my my headphones. But he was just pretty much saying that how many women actually think the way you do.
Grown women.
That ain't many.
Yeah.
Basically, women who actually going through life, they kind of figure that at some point.
Nah, for real. Hey, Bailey, look, man, we're what do you call it? We definitely got to get you back on another episode. I hear you back there with the fam. We'll definitely be in contact. All right.
Man, I appreciate it, and hopefully I answer some of these questions. If I offended somebody, whoops. But It is what it is. So
at this point, it
y'all
really
keep
is.
providing for y'all families.
Nah, for real. We appreciate you.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good night.
All right, now.
All right.
Hey, that was solid, boy.
Mm-hmm.
That was solid. Like, for real. I tell you what, though, man, she brought up a good point on the and that y'all got to hear some of the questions early, which I don't like, but you know, y'all gonna do your thing anyway. But yeah, bro, I'm talking. Look, and like I told y'all, the reason why I asked that question, as far as what did I ask? When was it normal? Was to just prove that this isn't something that men just came out of nowhere and just decided to do. It was an actual act that forced men to be able to do that. And then the next question I wanted to move on to was, you know, she pretty much hit these questions up, which I appreciate hearing her. But from today's standpoint in relation to education and certification, and the reason why I asked that question is because somebody like Bailey making bread. Y'all know Bailey's an officer in the Navy too?
Yeah. Congrats to
Bailey. Yeah, big congrats to her, bro. She's out here getting it, and she's doing for her family, bro. So this is what I'm saying. When she says there's a shift, we already knew that Black women are the highest educated statistic out there, right? So that's why I put in relation to education and certifications, is a man who makes less or more than his wife still required to pay for everything to be considered a man? And I, to be honest with you, from the discussion already, and I can't imagine from me knowing you all, the answer to that being anything other than no. You know what I mean? So I'm just passing up on that question. That was more so for Bailey, or a woman who was stuck back in the caveman days. But the next question, and Chris, because I see you, right? Do you feel a man has an ill-placed expectation of providing everything?
Do they have an ill-placed expectation? No, I don't think so.
Mm-hmm. And why do you think it isn't ill-placed?
Re-ask that question. All right, what do you mean by that?
All right. So, and I'm glad you asked that, right? So I can add clarity. By the expectation that a man should or could take care of the entire household alone, is that too much of an expectation of a man?
Yeah, that was a tough one there, man. That's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you can do that, and if you're able to provide for that and still sustain normalcy, in your own finances, whatever going on in your house, that's good. You know what I'm saying? But just like Bailey spoke earlier, you know what I'm saying? At this point, back then it was way simpler. Now everything's way more expensive. It's not as affordable anymore. You know what I'm saying? So if a man can't do that, I don't feel he should, knock himself for not being able to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because at this point, everyone needs help at this point. We possibly may be going to a whole nother recession. So.
Nah, big facts, bro. Big facts. Big fact. Clint, bro, let me know, do you feel that the ability of a man to be able to take care of everything, or the ability to take care of everything, is too much of an expectation to place on a man?
Yeah, I think it's too much of an expectation.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's kind of the rule. Is if things are falling down, the man is expected to hold it down in those tough times. Although, as we spoke about, women have the capability of doing the same thing. But yeah, I do think it's too much of an expectation on men in these times to do something like that. And I don't think it's fair. I don't even think it makes sense, to be honest. So.
Let me ask another question, right? If the man isn't expected, or if the man shouldn't be expected to be able to support everything and just, take everything, should he at least be in a position to help maintain if you fall? Like, if the family just falls on hard times, should he be able to do something at least to help or catch or maintain the fall?
Yeah.
100%. And that's exactly what I'm looking for, right? Because it's unrealistic to expect every man to be able to go out here in this world and just make $150,000, $110,000. You know what I'm saying? There's some money out here, but it's not that easy for everybody just to go out here and get $80,000, $90,000. $70,000. You know what I'm saying? It's not that easy. So the only reason I rephrased the question, for one, is because Chris made a good point. But secondly, to add that piece in, that the man still has to play an intricate role in his family. But it's unrealistic to sit here and say, oh, you got to take care of everything, bro, because you're the man. And I can, just like she said, I can sit back and go buy Gucci bags, which is absolutely crazy. I'm so glad Bailey said that. But I also think that's coming from a standpoint, even if it's not to the level of the finances of where Bailey is, you know what I'm saying? I just think of a lesser woman, or a lot lesser woman, like Chris said, would have higher expectations of a man. Chris, go for it.
Hey, quick, right? I mean, just, piggyback on what you just said. I mean, when it comes down to, like, it's crazy. Me and my wife just had this conversation the other day. So right now, personally, my job may possibly be going through a strike soon. You know what I'm saying? So money may get tight down the end. And as of right now, I pay the majority of the bills. You know what I'm saying? When it comes down, we ain't 50-50. We might be like a 70-30, but she takes care of everything else in the household. I pay the bigger portion. So, I mean, we just sat down and you got to have that real life conversation with your spouse, have understanding with your spouse. Like, hey, this is my position right now. This is your position right now. And if something was to come down, the bricks of the wall, look, I need you to be my backup. You get what I'm saying? So everyone has a part. It's not a 50-50 like we said earlier, man, Marvin. It's 100%. I got it right now, but if I fall on hard times, I look for you to just have my back. And that's how it's supposed to work.
Yes, sir. 100%, bro. I like that one. Like, I got it now, but things could change. You never know. Things could legit change. And if they do, you got to get my back. That's exactly what it is. Marvin, do you feel expecting a man to take care of everything, or to have the ability to take care of everything, is too much of an expectation for a man?
Definitely, of course. I would never put that burden on. No one should have that burden at all, honestly. You shouldn't be putting so many expectations, especially when it's someone that it's like this already. Men already have enough as it is when it comes to you putting their life in their hands. You know what I'm saying? That's the one thing some women kind of forget that. I had to remind my wife one day. I said, yo, you do know I would die for you, right? She was like, really? I said, you seriously didn't know that? You know what I'm saying? So there's already a lot that men already put on their shoulders. We do put the world on our shoulders for our women. That's the one thing we try to provide for the women, is the world. That's the one thing the women desire, is the world. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to being provided, it's like, you're supposed to do all this. No, you shouldn't expect every man to carry the world on their shoulders. You know what I'm saying? It's a nice thing to imagine, but is it realistic? Like you said, Mario, hell no. So don't put that expectation out there. Be humble, get what you get, and be happy. Be grateful.
Every man haven't seen that as well. Like, they haven't had that vision. Like, when you put it, like, if a man really just stand up and have that, like you said, some people don't have that father figure who stepped up and put the world on their shoulders and take over as a family, head of the household. It's usually been a woman. So it's a, double-edged sword.
No, that's facts. Definitely. That's facts. It definitely. I mean, but that's a conversation a lot of people don't know about, or are not willing to have. You understand what I'm saying? As far as that, not having that figure in the household. And so this one, again, y'all heard Bailey say it, but I think this one like will put the bow on the package, right? Which is the one I asked Bailey about, because we know women have opportunities now. You know what I'm saying? They may not be the exact same, as far as whatever, but women are making money. So why would a woman who can provide for herself, and I mean, she may not have to make over 100, but she could be decent, $70, $80,000 or whatnot. Why would a woman who can support herself still expect a man to pay for everything? I'm going to toss this one to Clint first, while I go ahead and try and reach out to Mo. Go ahead.
Why would a woman that can support herself expect a man to pay for everything?
Everything still, because they're still out there.
I mean, like Bailey said, I think it's a high level of selfishness. I believe it's a high level of immaturity. I believe it's a high level of you just not being realistic. Like if the roles were reversed, if they were a man there was no way, there would be no way they would subscribe to that level of thinking. You get what I'm saying? Like it just doesn't make sense. You're cool with holding on to your bag because you have a vagina. That makes absolutely no sense at all, man. You asking me that question. I'm just like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know you got to ask the question because that's the source of the topic. But and I know, obviously you say I know who you're going to call, but man, I'm sorry. I don't even associate with people like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I'm just being real. You know what I'm saying? She and I we didn't hang out like that. And I'm sure that was maybe have been one of the reasons. I didn't even know that till you said it, but I could imagine it. I just don't even associate myself in circles like that because it's like you trying to live inside of a made for TV, a Lifetime movie or something. It's not real. So
it's not real, bro. No, look, trust me. I remember the first time her and I had this discussion. It was ages ago. I said, Mo, this is the craziest thing I've ever heard. You know what I'm saying? But she was like, that's what she's used to. That's what her dad did. So she feels, I'm not. Hey, boy.
Yo,
boy,
that's
she
a
ran
clip right there.
I'm telling you.
Oh my
boy,
God.
Look, but look, man, look, to be honest with you, bro, I think that did chop up the last question, man. Let me see. Yeah, that was pretty much it. Hey, y'all, look, I appreciate y'all giving me all this time, man. We got the passport. Oops, I'm punching up mic again. We got the Passport Bros evaluation, and we got accountability to women killer to do, and we're gonna have a full panel of women, so don't y'all even worry about it. We're gonna make sure they show up, or we're not even recording because we need the dialogue. You understand? But again, man, I appreciate y'all for showing up. My boy Clint, my boy Marvin, my boy Young. Y'all are always here when I need y'all, man, and I appreciate it. But yeah, if y'all got any last words to get out before we go, any last words y'all want to tell the audience? Marvin, anything you want to tell the audience before we go?
Yeah, only thing I'm gonna say to you guys, as I always say, guys, truth, faith, and understanding. All right, have patience, hold everything together. That's what love is to me, anyway. All right, peace and love, y'all.
Yes, sir. Chris, what you got for us, bro?
Hey, man, be real, be yourself, and I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about what you and your wife need for your family to succeed, man.
Big facts. Clint, what you got for us? Send us off, man.
Hey, man, I live in 3 levels, man. Respect, understanding, and agreement, man. Respect is the foundation of every relationship. Understanding is only obtained through effective communication from the person who is trying to make you understand something. Agreement is a luxury. We do not have to agree, but ultimately we do have to respect each other, and we have to effectively communicate to understand. I want to be understood. I think everybody does, man. I think if we live on those 3 aspects, man, we'll all be in somewhat peace and harmony in the world in our relationships. That might be a segment for you right there. You're welcome.
Look, he gonna try and invoice me. You know what I got to tell you. You know what I got to tell y'all. Stream my podcast, share my podcast, like the post that I make. Stop playing with me. Again, we out. I appreciate y'all, fellas. Peace.
Hello.
Yeah.